Bobby Reid or Kasey Palmer? Who should be Jamaica ideal attacking midfielder? Welcome to another episode of Premier 7 with your host, Ryan Nelson. Today I decide to pull a rabbit out of an hat because I want to come to a conclusion as to who is the ideal attacking midfielder for the Jamaica men's national team. Now, we have four names on board. We have Anderson, Johnson, Reid, and Palmer. However, I dislodged two names already in Anderson and Mr. Johnson because based on what I'm seeing over the times of watching the Reggae Boys, I know that those two names aren't the best option, and no disrespect to the players. So today on the channel, I just want to create emphasis on the importance of selecting the best attacking midfielder for the national team because by way of a quick definition, the attacking midfielder is somebody who is involved or being able to create space for the attackers. So once you have a technical midfielder in the attacking position, then he can connect the dots between the midfield behind him and the front line, right? So today on the channel, I just want to speak on this topic because it is something that puzzled my mind for quite a long time, and I just want to get to the root of the matter. So on the channel, I am going to speak about um, both players by way of a general talk first. Then I will look on some profile based information, then compare them statistically as well by way of a report. And then at the end of the show, before I close, I will decide who will be the best option for the national team. So I hope that this video will be the one that you will, come on board and have your say. So, of course, in a day or two, I have done a video on our captain in Andre Blake. The title was Is Andre Blake Farewell Dance on the Horizon with Philadelphia Union? That video was more so a hit and run because it received a few views, 206 in one day, of course, 7 likes, and I think the comments didn't exceed 4, so it was quite minimal. And I am not so impressed with what showed up based on the results, but then again, if you guys like the video, then I know that you would have returned and give me some good commendation. So I'm going to do a different video as you're seeing now to see if this video will pull your attention more. So then again, if you're new to the platform, please watch, like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can also follow me here on YouTube, then on TikTok or my Instagram page to see more of my contents being done. And lastly, if you think that this channel is doing a very good job and you wish to make a contribution, then of course you can do so by sending a thank you in the form of monetary transaction to my PayPal account. All right, so let's jump into the generality of the players. So you're seeing now a Bobby Reid or a Kasey Palmer. These are the two names that I selected. So, of course, Bobby Reid is known for his versatility and goal scoring ability. Of course, he has impressed many fans with his performances at Fulham, right? Of course, Bobby Reid is a creative player who has vision, and is a strong candidate that we can consider as the main man out of the two. However, on the other hand, Mr. Palmer, who plays for Coventry City, has caught the eyes of many persons as well because of his technical skills and his playmaking ability. He's also quick feet and he has the agility to make him a dangerous threat in the attacking third. Hmm. This sounds like a real competition between both players. And I will not draw my conclusion as yet because this is just the first part of the video. But then again, listening to what I'm saying so far, maybe you're swinging to a Bobby Reid or you're swinging to a Kasey Palmer's end. But then again, let's hear more about the two players. All right. So in that case, I just want to dive into a little details on their profile because showing their profile will prove or confirm graphically what's the best position that these players play in. And for a Bobby Reid on the list first, it is seen here that the man from Fulham, also the Jamaican international, has played in several positions, but mainly as an attacking midfielder, but he can play also as a central midfielder or a right midfielder. I mean, I am yet to see him playing as a central midfielder, but more so when he's playing for the Fulham team or even for Jamaica in a sense, he plays like a right winger or a right midfielder, right? But his main position would say is that of the attacking midfielder role. All right, so how about a Kasey Palmer? You have watched him playing for Coventry. Um, I have watched him play for Jamaica as well. And at the end of the day, we want to just get our team in the best groove for the upcoming games. We don't want any bad decisions to be made that will basically push our team out of structure and cause us to lose some games horrendously. So, for Mr. Casey Palmer, you're seeing that his main role is playing as the attacking midfielder. He also plays as a left winger and also as a right winger. I saw him play outside of his main position as well. So, similar to Bobby Reid, is similar in terms of being versatile, but it boils down to the key role for both players in being attacking midfielders. All right, so far so good. I am not disappointed with the pictorial representation for the players. I'm seeing that they can play in three different positions, but mainly it boils down to one, whereas it is said that they are mainly attacking midfielders. And just to point out some key things about the players, remember I said that Bobby Reid has the ability to score goals, right? And is creative. On the other hand, Mr. Casey Palmer, he is that player who is quick-footed, technical skills, and he's good in terms of making plays, like a playmaker as well. So the two players have a combination or characteristics of what it takes to be an ideal attacking midfielder. So let's dive into the FBREF report, as this will give us some more details as to who is ahead of the game in regards to who will be the best for the position. And I am sharing factual details here, and then we just draw our conclusion, and then we decide who will be the best option. Then again, you let me know what you think by way of this. All right, so let's talk about Mr. Bobby Reid by way of his FBREF report. So we're seeing here that for Bobby Reid, um, down by this section, we're seeing tackling 67 percentile, blocking 90 percentile, clearance 87 percentile, aerials 173 percentile. Um, where assist is concerned, it is somewhat low, very low. Successful carries, passes, pass completion, passing attempt. It doesn't look good for Mr. Bobby Reid, right? And this is for the last 365 days. So it's a compilation of Bobby Reid being an attacking midfielder or a winger because he plays for Fulham and he plays for Jamaica. So it's a combination of both positions. However, the attacking midfielder side of things is taken into consideration. But it doesn't look so good in terms of making passes or creating chances for his teammates. But where blocking is concerned, clearance is concerned, tackling is concerned, it doesn't look bad for the player. And in terms of goal conversion, 90 percentile for him in the non-penalty goals. That looks quite good for Mr. Bobby Reid, as you are seeing that he's a person that can score goals. And we saw that for Fulham, and we saw that for the Jamaica men's national team. All right, so how about looking on the man from Coventry City in Mr. Kasey Palmer? Will he hedge Bobby Reid in this case? Well, I'm seeing something here that looks quite outstanding. So, speaking about tackling, 87 percentile, blocking 94 percentile, clearance 74, aerial rules 1, 80 percentile. Right here where progressive passes is concerned, is in the 84 percentile, passes attempt 81 percentile. Not much of a goal scorer, but he's more so of a creator, and that looks quite decent. So we're seeing that these players are somewhat different for the different positions that they play as an attacking midfielder or a winger, but there is more so of a consistency in regards to where passing is concerned for Mr. Kasey Palmer, but where goals is concerned is more so for a Bobby Reid. So in that case, I won't draw my conclusion as yet, but basically Mr. Reid looks as if he's more so the player who will play on the right hand side, on a wing side for the Jamaica national team, or let's say in the midfield position. He can play as a 10 as well, but based on his ability to score goals and is not that technical as a Kasey Palmer, then somewhat is a man that you may want to give more license to go forward in a case of scoring goals. But for Mr. Kasey Palmer, no, he's good in terms of clearance, aerial duels isn't bad, passing completion is, I won't say excellent, but it's on point. So then again, you would say that, remember, the attacking midfielder role is merely to create spaces for the attack. So then again, he is somewhat that person who you would say looks quite decent to play that role. All right, so the final part of the segment: who should be Jamaica ideal attacking midfielder? All right. So with all of the details that was being mentioned so far, we saw the differences in regards to who is within that position, who is within this position, or who is better in this portion, or who is better in that portion. Remember, I said earlier on that Mr. Bobby Reid is more so the person who is better in terms of goal conversion, right? And he is that person that Jamaica heavily relies on in terms of taking penalties, taking set pieces, playing more so on the right hand side to create balance. But what if Liam Bailey is back in the Jamaican squad? Would you remove Bobby Reid from the right hand side and put him in the midfield? That is where things is taken into account, because I'm thinking about the entire Jamaican team being on point or fitting up for that game from an attacking perspective. And we know that based on Bailey's recent form, he's a man who plays mainly on the right hand side for Jamaica and even for Aston Villa. But Bobby Reid is holding on to the position of the right side of the Jamaican national team for a balance. As I've said before, he's creative in terms of also having the vision as a midfielder, but he has the versatility and the scoring ability to convert for the national team. So far, Bobby Reid may be that type of guy who I would say may not be the best man to play in the attacking midfield role. All right, but for Mr. Kasey Palmer, let's see what the conclusion would be. So again, Kasey Palmer is very technical. He's not the quickest player, but I think he has more stamina these days. He has improved, and to play in that number 10 role or in that midfield role, it takes a lot of work. And sometimes when I'm watching him playing for Coventry City, he's that man who sits kind of deep, making some key interception, blocking some balls, some going through to the back line. So I think he's versatile enough to play in the midfield for Coventry City. And I saw that when he played for Jamaica, it was the midfield region for which he stamped his authority. Then again, if Jamaica should even use a Latibodier in the midfield alongside a Damian Lowe, then you want the partnership with himself and Mr. Kasey Palmer, that is with Lowe and Latibodier with Kasey Palmer to be the rightful balance. Then again, remember Mr. Kasey Palmer is a player who has a playmaking ability, dangerous in regards to threats in the attacking third. So when you're comparing the two players, it is clear that both have the potential to make a significant impact to the Jamaican national team. However, it ultimately comes down to who brings the most to the table in terms of creativity, goal scoring, and overall impact on the game. So it is swinging more so now in a Bobby Reid's favor. But the thing is, we saw that Jamaica normally use a Bobby Reid on the right hand side. But what if we should start to use him as an attacking midfielder? What if? It is a topic for which is tricky as well. But um for me personally, I would like to see more of a Casey Palmer in the national team, even though he plays more so in the midfield for Coventry City. And if he improves, because I only saw him play in the recent game in the Nations League, I would like to see him more, giving some more chance to play in the midfield, whereas we keep Bobby Reid on that end, on the right hand side, if all goes well. So it is based on the description or the definition of an attacking midfielder, whereas the penalty, not the penultimate, whereas the final saying boils down to creativity, goal scoring, and overall impact on the game. It would be Bobby Reid being the best person. But where Jamaica is concerned, Casey Palmer may be that man for balance in the attacking midfield role. So, in conclusion, while both Bobby Reid and Casey Palmer have their strengths, it is up to Jamaican coaching staffs to decide who is the perfect fit for the attacking midfield role. Who do you think should be the Jamaica's ideal attacking midfielder? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section as I decide to close now on the topic Bobby Reid or Casey Palmer. Who should be Jamaica ideal attacking midfielder? Take care and goodbye for now.